Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to How's It Going? Today, we're going to be talking about home inspections.
Hey guys, welcome back to How's It Going? This is episode 4. I'm Ross.
I'm Bill.
We're excited that you're here. If you've made it this far, hey, you're loyal, you're tuning in, you're learning stuff. We love it.
And if you haven't, if this is your first episode, there's 3 to binge watch.
That's right.
So you don't have
Yes.
you don't have much to catch up on.
Yes, binge watch them. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
Fun
fun holidays.
Yeah, some really fun holidays.
Some not so fun holidays too. Let's start with that.
The not fun. All right. Well, why don't you start with the one you don't know anything about, Ross?
Well, okay, fine. So technically, I didn't know who Duran Duran is, but
Until about 3
30
minutes
seconds
ago, when I had to play Hungry Like the Wolf, and then he's like,
Oh,
that's
that band.
Duran Duran.
Yes. Well, I mean, Bill educated me.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is Ross's last episode.
We're bringing on. I'm tapping out.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out.
Where we're going with that, guys, is I didn't know this existed, but Friday, August 10th, is National Duran Duran Appreciation Day. So I'm going to force Ross to listen to Duran Duran
All day. Okay.
on Friday to
That's
gain
fair.
an appreciation
I think
for it.
I would have something else other than appreciation if you made me listen to that all day. But yes,
You'll have
there's a
appreciation.
national
It's
holiday for
Duran.
everything.
It's Duran Duran. You will have an appreciation. I will force
Okay.
you to have an
Okay.
appreciation for Duran Duran.
Well, anyway, that's this Friday. But backing up, Wednesday, all the cat lovers. It's International Cat Day. That's the one that
Shout out to my cat. Well, my wife's cat, really. Fenway.
Wow, Fenway. He didn't
Put a
even
picture up here. That's Fenway.
he didn't even claim you, Fenway. He put you on his wife.
Fenway
That's how
doesn't
much.
Fenway doesn't like me.
We used to have a cat named Magic, and that's it. We've always had dogs though, so.
So, kind of a morbid story about cats. One of my first pets was a cat, and it got sick. My mom had to put it down on my birthday. She told me it ran away to its home, back home to its
Oh my
family.
god, that's what you do with fish.
I know.
Poor thing.
I know. Sorry, downer. All right, let's bring this back up.
To hip hop.
Yes. Saturday, we go from Duran Duran to
hip-hop.
National Hip Hop Day.
Can you beatbox?
No, I
Okay,
rap.
don't try. Don't do that either.
No, karaoke rap.
Okay.
Those of you who know me know very well that I'm very good at it. I don't
Maybe
need to
only on
toot my
International Beer Day, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of music holidays.
Yes. The next one has to be your favorite.
Yeah, Sunday. Vinyl Record Day. I know most people watching this probably know me, but I'm an avid vinyl record collector.
What's a record?
So it's what Duran Duran sold music on.
It was their top record.
Yes. When Duran Duran was big, they were selling records.
That's good. That's good.
So, a couple concerts, speaking of
Yep.
music, going on this week. Monday at the Charleston Music Hall, blues music by Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band.
Another one I don't know.
No. Look it up. Very good. And then Tuesday is Mary Chapin Carpenter, also at Charleston Music Hall. And then we have another beer holiday.
There's a lot of beer holidays.
Every day is beer holiday. Friday at the Aquarium, they're doing an event called Beer From Here. All local breweries. There's going to be tasting stations around the aquarium. I believe it's $45 to get in. Go sample some local beers, support local businesses, and also support the aquarium and everything great that they're doing.
Don't
with
feed
the
the
Turtle
fish.
Rascal.
Don't feed the fish.
No. No. So, on to our real estate topic.
Yep.
Let's get serious.
We're not serious.
No. Today, as we mentioned, we're talking about home inspections.
Yes.
I actually just had one last week. And home inspections, very good
Yes.
to do.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Even if you're buying an as-is home. You might think, oh, I don't need an inspection. I'm gonna fix everything. You know, once I get in. You know, here's why I say it's always good. Friend of mine in Virginia just bought a home.
Okay.
Said, nope, as is. I don't need an inspection. We're good. 3 days before closing, they find out it's on well water, not city water. They need a well test in order to close.
Yeah.
So now they're running around to get water samples and everything. Everything comes out fine. Well, and then the pump breaks a week after closing,
Of course.
because they didn't get the pump tested.
Of course.
And now they're looking at thousands of dollars where, either a home inspection or just would have shown the well,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would have known what they were getting into. Most home inspections won't cover a well.
Right.
You have to get a special inspection for that.
But they'll note that you should get it done.
But they'll note that, you should get this inspected.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of buyers and sellers get scared when that report comes back.
Yeah, for sure, because it can have a lot of items on it.
Yes.
The job of the home inspector is to be nitpicky and to mark every little thing. You might have 40 items on your list saying, like, this needs to be repaired, this needs to be repaired, this needs to be repaired. But don't get overwhelmed with that. Their job is to put all of these things, and our job is to help you. If you're buying this home, it's to help you come up with the top ones that you really need that seller to have repaired and fixed before you move in. Or if we're working with you selling your home, it's good to know, because these are things that the buyer's probably going to ask that you fix on your house.
Right.
And some sellers actually too, depending on the property and all, some sellers even like to get a home inspection done before they list or right as they list, so that they can be aware. Right.
Not just aware, but they can get a
They
leg
can,
up
yes.
and maybe address some of those issues beforehand, which will make everything go smoother on the back end.
Right, because you're not going to have the buyers requesting all this stuff, because you're going to go ahead and handle it. So that's just one thing. And to the price on home inspections, $300-$400, somewhere around there, can be upwards. Yes, any kind of specializations and things like that. But we're talking in the grand scheme of things, it's a minuscule. It's a minute expense compared to what it could save you if you don't catch something.
Right.
Like you were talking about.
Right. Even if nothing's wrong with the house.
Yeah.
Is it worth that peace of mind to know that nothing's wrong with that house? Yes.
For sure.
I've had a lot of inspections that have gone well, and the buyer said, you know what, nothing needs fixed. But they were so glad that they spent that maybe $500
Yes.
to have that peace of mind that when they moved in, the roof wasn't leaking, the air conditioning was working, and I think that is more valuable than finding what's wrong.
Yeah, the peace of mind of it, for sure.
Paying to know that everything with this home is right.
Yeah.
You always want to make sure that your inspector is, licensed, insured, because they go through a lot of training.
Yes. And we kind of touched on that. Even we were talking about binge watching the episodes. In episode 1, we talked about that, of using professionals and using people that we suggest, because you don't want to just use anyone. But there's a lot of great companies around the Charleston area that can do that for you. Yeah,
and if you just want to interview them, we'll send you over 3-4 names just to get you started. They're all everyone that I've worked with is, the prices are very competitive.
Yeah, they are
to each other, and they're all very nice and personable.
Yeah,
just like us, which is why I like to recommend them, because we encourage the buyers to be there as well, to ask questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're not building a home, I'm not building a home. They're the ones that you're paying to know all of this. So to be there and to follow them around, so you know where things are. Where's the water shut off? Where's your electrical panel? Where's the clean out drain? All of that will be in that report. So it's like an instruction manual for your home. Yeah, and if you've never had one done, they too, if there's things that they say this should be repaired or whatever, they give you recommendations too, of like maybe whether it's something with plumbing, their suggestion is that you would bring out a plumber and an expert to further inspect so-and-so. So it is kind of just this list of, hey, these could be some things. So really for sure check into this and this, so they mark it up like that. But it's not a list to be alarmed about, but it's definitely a good thing, definitely a good way to be prepared. And I suggest that to every client. Even if it's new construction, I still say go ahead and get a home inspection done. It's for that peace of mind, like you said. For the peace of mind. You don't have to. I've had a lot of clients opt not to on new construction, which I advise against. But the ones that do get the inspection, you think, oh, it's a brand new home, there's not going to be anything wrong with it. Well, there's a thing called human error. And what is that? It's what you do all the time. I'm kidding. Whoa! Shots fired. Those new construction actually are some of the worst inspections that I see, because everything should be perfect. Well, right. And you can be a lot more nitpicky on those. You're not going to see a lot of the little things, but it might, some of the stuff you're going to see on there, is stuff that should be done.
Yeah, and there's
and
still
you can
time.
give that report straight to the builder, and
Exactly.
they'll fix everything.
That's what I'm saying. There's still time for them to fix that. So it's a good idea.
Yeah.
For sure. I love that.
Yeah.
You got anything else on it?
No. Home inspection's good. No home inspection's bad.
That's right.
I think that's our gist of today.
Yeah, for sure.
So fun week, lots of music, cats.
Cats, all the
to
cats.
Duran.
Okay, all day.
Yeah. So 2 takeaways from this. Ross, next week is going to be well versed on Simon Le Bon and Duran, and you're going to get a home inspection.
That's right. That's right. If you have any questions about that, about home inspections, what goes on, feel free to shoot us a message. We can get back to you. We did want to say we wanted to wrap up. Thanks for tuning in, but I did want to say be sure to come back next week. We're having our first ever giveaway. We're not saying what it is or how we're giving it away.
No, but next week for episode 5.
Yes.
For our 5-episode anniversary.
Yes, if that's
we're going to give away some swag.
Yes, so we're
So be sure to tune in.
Yeah.
And have a great week, and we'll see you later.
Thanks.
Bye.